Hi guys, welcome back to Homemade Food Junkie. Today we are continuing our love of all things sourdough, and we are making these delicious sourdough bagels. I have made these bagels so many times for my family. As soon as I make them, they're gone in a day or two. Absolutely delicious, so let's get started. We are going to begin with 1 cup of bubbly active starter. You want to do a float test and make sure that your starter is very active before you begin. And I'm just going to go ahead and add that cup of starter right into my mixer. Add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, 2 teaspoons of fine salt, and 5 cups of all-purpose flour. And finally, we're going to add in 1 1/4 cup of cold water. And we're just going to set the mixer and start blending away. Now, my mixer is not a super powerful mixer, so what I am going to do is let it start forming into a ball, and then I'm going to finish kneading by hand until the dough is nice and smooth. The next step is just to cover your dough and rest it for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes is done, go ahead and uncover your dough, and you're just going to want to mold it into a shape that's easy to measure. I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut each half into 4 equal parts so it makes 8 bagels. Form the dough into 8 round balls, and then we're going to cover and rest for another 15 minutes. Use your thumb to make a hole in the center and shape them into that bagel form with your fingers. We are going to let these bagels sit out on the counter for 2.5 to 4 hours covered so they proof, and then they're going to go in the fridge and rest overnight for another 12 to 24 hours. So it's the next morning, and I'm going to place a tablespoon of baking soda and a tablespoon of brown sugar into a pot of boiling water. Next, we are going to add the bagels in. I use a slotted spoon, and I just put them right into that boiling water, and they're going to float. We're going to let them float for 15 to 20 seconds per side before we remove them. Once they come out of the water bath, you can top them with whatever toppings you like. I'm using sesame seeds here, but I've also used shredded cheese, and they make amazing cheese bagels. Now we are going to bake these and have the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit, but we're going to immediately turn it down to 400 and bake them for 18 to 22 minutes or until they're golden brown and they reach a temperature of at least 190. And set them on a cooling rack and cool for about 30 minutes before you serve them. I love to top these bagels with some cream cheese. I've also used melted butter, and they're delicious either way. They also make really good ham and cheese breakfast bagels if you want to try that out. I hope you guys try this recipe out. It's absolutely delicious. I've made it multiple times, and it's my favorite bagel recipe that I have found so far. This recipe will be posted on the blog, and I will link it down below. Otherwise, please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time at Homemade Food Junkie. Bye-bye.